And we start with that breaking news that we've just received in the past few minutes. The two-time Oscar-winning Hollywood actor, Hollywood legend Gene Hackman has been found dead in his home alongside his wife, Betsy. Alex Davies, our showbiz reporter, joins us live now. Alex, what do we understand has happened?
At the moment, all we know is that, like you say, Gene Hackman, his wife and the dog have been found dead. That, like, the official statement from the Santa Fe County Sheriff just confirms that, says that they were found dead on Wednesday afternoon at their residence on the Sunset Trail. This is an active investigation, but at this time, we do not believe foul play was a factor. Obviously, at his advanced age of 95, you know, it's not unheard of for somebody to die that old, but obviously, when his wife and his dog are involved as well, everybody is just so desperate for answers already.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions around this, but of course what we have to focus on is this man's legacy, which is phenomenal.
Well, he's one of the most decorated actors of this generation, to be honest, and it's quite ironic the amount of press that this will garner, because he was a man who very much didn't conform to Hollywood glitz and glamour. For the past 20-odd years, he's been very much enjoying life out of the spotlight. He was famously quoted as saying that he was trained to be an actor, but not the star, wasn't trained for the stardom that came with it. He wanted just a quiet life, wanted to do his job, and, you know, all of this attention that's going to go around his death is sort of ironic in the way that I'm sure he would have hated it. But, you know, his CV boasts some incredible roles. You know, he played Lex Luthor in the Superman in the 70s and 80s. He won Oscars for his roles in Unforgiven and The French Connection. He was nominated for so many more. And it's just a really, really sad loss and a really sad day in Hollywood, as you can tell by already so many of the tributes that are flooded in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just reading some of these tributes here, saying, this from Pat, one of my favourite actors ever. Mississippi Burning and The French Connection are absolute masterpieces.
Timeless. And I mean, you mentioned earlier about Dara O'Brien's just one famous faces who has spoken out, and he described him as the finest screen actor ever. So it's just a really, really sad loss for all of Hollywood and the film industry, and we've obviously got the Oscars coming up this weekend, and I'd like to think that somebody of that legacy will be given quite a bit of a dedication.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cybercriminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GBNews discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GBnews to start protecting yourself digitally today.
It's shocking, isn't it? Just the fact that he was 95, frankly, because he is someone who disappeared from the public spotlight 20 years ago, decided he wanted to live just a private, quiet life with his wife. I mean, that in itself is quite unusual in the Hollywood world.
Incredibly so, yeah. I mean, most people who pursue a career in acting now are fully aware of the glitz and glam that come with it, the lucrative pay packet that comes with it. But it didn't seem to matter to Gene Hackman. You know, as he approached his later years, all he wanted was a quiet life in New Mexico with his family. I think that's one of the saddest things about this, is that they were doing just that. He wasn't confined by the restrictions of agents and press and the media. He did what he wanted. I think one thing that has really piqued a lot of people's attention with this is obviously the dog as well, because people are just wondering, that's such a mystery. It's such a mystery. Like you said earlier, there's been rumours of could it have been something to do with, you know, carbon monoxide poisoning or something like that. But at the moment, we just do not know.
Just don't know, no. But it's looking at those possibilities for him to die alongside his wife and the family dog. It's a dreadful shock for he's got 3 children from his previous marriage. I can't imagine what they're going through. Yeah,
it must just be... it's all obviously just such a horrible ordeal whenever anything like this happens. And he was with Betsy since they were married in 1991, but obviously they were together before that as well. So they were together for, you know, over 3 decades, probably coming up to 4. And we just have no idea why this has happened so sadly and so tragically.
But looking at the legacy is so important, isn't it, here? Because this is a man that lived his life to the fullest. He served in the US military, didn't he?
Lied to get involved,
signed up early, served 4 years there. I mean, that's testament to his bravery and his courage.
Yeah.
And then went on to have such a successful acting career. And then I guess you'd say, Alex, he took back control.
Well, exactly.
He wanted his privacy, he wanted his family life, and he lived his life to the fullest.
As I said, I mean, the full quote that he said was, "I was trained to be an actor, not a star. I was trained to play roles, not to deal with fame and agents and lawyers and the press. It really cost me a lot emotionally to watch myself on screen. I think of myself and feel like I'm young, and then I see this old man with baggy chins and a receding hairline." You know, he was very sort of self-deprecating, but he did what he wanted. Like you say, he wasn't going to be shackled by the constraints of fame.
I'm always very impressed with actors like Gene Hackman who can play an incredibly sinister, dark role by almost saying very little, by not losing their temper within that role. And it is literally all done with their positioning and their features and their almost quiet voice. I mean, those sort of roles for him were just superb.
Well, it also is a testament to his ability. You know, not everybody gets to play a big role like a Superman villain. You know, like he was Lex Luthor spanning over 2 decades. He was clearly somebody who honed his craft from a young age. Then, like I said, that's all he trained to do. And the fact that so many people are calling him one of the finest on-screen actors ever is testament to that.
I've just read he's played over 100 roles in his time. I mean, it's just an incredible feat for an actor.
And he retired in 2004. So for the last 20 years, he's decided to take a step back. But even before that, you know, he threw himself straight into the industry, played some truly iconic roles, and performed them well, which, I mean, this wasn't just a run-of-the-mill actor. This was an Oscar winner. This was a Golden Globe winner. This was a man who became known worldwide for his talents. And like I say, I think it's just so commendable that despite all that, he was never bowed down to the beast that is Hollywood or fame, really.
Celebrity, yeah. Well, look, we're going to reflect more on Gene Hackman shortly. For now, Alex, thanks very much indeed.